And tonight, new terrorism concerns right here at home amid the attacks in Israel. And Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas, he is now urging the Department of Homeland Security to act. In a letter to Secretary Mayorkas on Monday, Senator Cotton calling on the department to deport foreign nationals who have showed support for Hamas terror attacks. Now, the senator cited a federal law which states that any alien who endorses terrorist activity or persuades others to endorse terrorist activity is inadmissible. Cotton specifically mentioned the anti-Israel student groups protesting on campuses all across the country. Joining us now with more, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, how do we identify these people?
Well, Sean, it's good to be on with you, and we, of course, should deport foreigners who are on our soil advocating for terrorist groups like Hamas. American citizens have a right to make a fool of themselves or engaged in morally depraved speech, but no foreigner has that right on American soil. And a good place to start would be at these rallies on campuses. And you ask how you can identify them? Well, you know, the FBI has launched a massive dragnet to identify every Donald Trump supporter who's within a country mile of Washington, D.C. on January 6th, obtaining bank records and telephone records. Surely, with the videotape we have from all these rallies, the FBI can use the exact same techniques to identify who is advocating for Hamas in this country and who among those are foreign nationals, and then refer them to the Department of Homeland Security to be deported promptly.
Yeah, okay. So we got to do this. I don't know, what are we to think of our fellow Americans taken to the streets, be it in New York City or on college campuses around the country? You know, what are we to think of them blaming Israel, the victim in this particular case? Because the only thing that the only conclusion I can come to is they're supporting the terrorism against innocent people. And the barbarity that we saw and that we've chronicled and that we have discussed in detail, it seems like they support that too. And it's kind of, I never thought the numbers would be that large, Senator.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sean, that's right. Now, I think a lot of it is just rank anti-Semitism. These people who take to the streets to support Hamas and to excuse what Hamas did in this savage massacre of now more than 1,400 Israelis, the worst slaughter of Jews since American GIs liberated the concentration camps in the World War II. I think it's just rank anti-Semitism. And to the extent that these people are not natural-born American citizens, to the extent we have allowed them to come in our country, whether they are people on visas or green cards or even naturalized citizens, that is by definition a failure of our immigration system. We should only be admitting to this country, either on a temporary basis or to become citizens, people who love America, who want to come here and celebrate America's freedom. And you and I both know immigrants from places oftentimes that lived in oppression, like Iran or Cuba or Venezuela, who are just that. They come here because they love America and they love our freedom and they passionately defend it. If we admit anyone to this country who goes out and marches on behalf of Hamas, especially after the savage butchery of October 7th, it is by definition a failure of our immigration system.
Well, I think if you agree with me, Senator, I bet with 8 million illegal immigrants Joe's letting in, the terror cells are in this country because of his open borders. Would you agree with the odds being very high that's true?
Just in the last few days, we've had 2 Iranian nationals we know enter. There are thousands of foreigners from countries that have known terror networks or who simply can't be vetted. It is a grave danger to our people. We have to close our border.
19 Iranians, 17 Syrians just in the last week trying to get in. How they got there, who paid for it, I don't know. Senator Cotton, thank you.